Goodness, quiet has broken out. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Barry Goodwin, the chair of the Collingwood Hospital Board of Directors, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you here today for this special occasion. Before we start, I'd like to acknowledge the Collingwood General and Marine Hospital is located on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe people of the Three Fires Confederacy. We also acknowledge that the Teonatate people of the Wyandot Nation also inhabited these lands. We're dedicated to focus on the ongoing and evolving needs of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis individuals to ensure we provide innovative and compassionate care. In the spirit of reconciliation, our team will continue to enhance and bring understanding to CGMH with collaborations with Indigenous partnerships to develop inclusion and diversity in our community. This is a very special day for our hospital and the communities that we serve and the patients that we serve. I'm thrilled to be joined by so many of you, and individuals and groups who've all contributed to getting us to this important milestone. People like the Collingwood General and Marine Hospital Board of Directors, many of whom are here, our Hospital Development Committee, the CGMH Foundation Board of Directors and staff, local leaders, including mayor present and some unable to join us, but all from Collingwood, Wasaga, Clearview, Blue Mountains, Grey Highlands have been so supportive of this project over an extended period. Our member Brian Saunderson, of course. We have here today members of the Medical Advisory Committee and the hospital leadership team who've all contributed significantly to getting us to this point today. And very importantly, representation from our Patient, Family, and Caregiver Advisory Committee and volunteers and frontline staff. Wonderful to have you all here. Each person has played an important role in the shared vision for a healthier future for South Georgian Bay. I'd like to thank you all and commend you all for your contributions to date. We have much hard work ahead, but I know that you're ready for that. At this point, it's my great privilege to introduce someone who has been a great supporter of healthcare in Ontario. I'd like you to welcome Deputy Premier and Minister of Health, the Honourable Sylvia Jones, to make an important announcement for us.
It's almost like you know something good is going to happen. It is, good afternoon, everyone. It is great to be back in Collingwood alongside, of course, friend and colleague Brian Saunderson. And we were just saying, this space seems very familiar, Brian. It's almost like we like to share good news in Collingwood. Brian has been such an advocate for your community. The work that he does at Queen's Park really does speak to how important it is to have MPPs and representatives who understand community and are willing to share that at Queen's Park with our colleagues. On behalf of Premier Ford and our entire government, I want to thank CEO Michael LaCroix, Board Chair Barry Goodwin, and the entire team at Collingwood General Marine Hospital for hosting us today, and for all you do each and every day to provide families in Collingwood and across South Georgian Bay with exceptional care each and every day. 2 years ago, I was delighted to join the team here at the Collingwood General Marine Hospital to announce 49 new MRI machines that were going to be placed across Ontario. And I'm excited to be here again to announce another way our government is making it easier to access the care you need closer to home. Under the leadership of Premier Ford, our government has been making record investments in healthcare to provide more people of all ages with the right care in the right place for decades to come. We are expanding hospital capacity across Ontario, getting shovels in the ground for over 50 hospital redevelopment projects. We are increasing funding to modernize hospital infrastructure, and we are championing local innovations through Models of Care Innovation Fund that is supporting projects like the Collingwood General Marine Hospital's new community-based mental health program. We are expanding access to critical services close to home, such as dementia care. Brian recently announced our government is investing nearly $200,000 to support the Alzheimer's Society of Ontario, Simcoe County, and Grey Bruce First Link Care Navigation Program, connecting those living with dementia and their families to care, support, and resources. Our government is also increasing access to primary care to connect every person who wants a primary care provider with one over the next 5 years. We've expanded the Learn and Stay grant to add 1,360 more family doctors to our healthcare workforce. And we are standing up more interdisciplinary primary care teams, including establishing a new clinic here in Collingwood to connect 3,400 more patients to primary care. Today, I'm thrilled to announce that our government is building on this progress to connect families in Collingwood and across South Georgian Bay to the care they need for generations to come by investing over $95 million to build a new Collingwood General and Marine Hospital. The brand new hospital on a new site will create a larger state-of-the-art space to expand services and to ensure the hospital can continue to meet the needs of the rapidly growing community into the future. Once opened, your new hospital will have increased capacity with 132 inpatient, fully private beds and improved access to key services, including intensive care, emergency, diagnostic imaging, and operating suites, allowing the hospital to serve more patients and their families. This new funding builds on the over $15.5 million our government has invested to support your project. And it is part of the $50 billion our government is investing in healthcare infrastructure across Ontario. Today's exciting announcement to build a new Collingwood General and Marine Hospital is another way our government has been getting it done for families in Collingwood and South Georgian Bay communities. And I want to say, this only happens because you have strong leadership, you have strong teams, you have strong MPPs, you have strong community advocates. This work is a testament of the work that you have already done and the commitment that you have made to your hospital. So congratulations. Today's announcement would not be possible without the work of your MPP Brian Saunderson for health and community partners, as of course I mentioned, volunteers, staff, donors. Thank you all for your tremendous support in bringing more connected and convenient care to your region. I know this is one of many milestones on the journey to opening your doors, and I look forward to watching your progress. I'm now happy to invite Brian to the podium to say a few words. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you very much, Minister Jones, and it's great to have you up in Collingwood and at the CGM Hospital. And I don't know if you noticed, but as you walked down the corridor, you went by the new location for the MRI. So they're hoping to have that open, I understand, by next fall, and that's another important milestone. And today we're here to celebrate an even more significant one, so I want to thank you for being here. And what a day! Christmas has come early to Collingwood and Simcoe Grey, and that's why I'm wearing my Christmas tie. Simply put, this historic healthcare announcement is transformational for this community and for the surrounding area. Dependable, reliable, and timely access to world-class healthcare is a foundational commitment for our government. Many in this room will know that getting to this important day has taken close to a decade. In fact, it has spanned my career in politics to date. I was Deputy Mayor of Collingwood when the discussions for the new hospital began. The first application was submitted in September of 2015, and Stage 1 approval was August 2021 and was accompanied by a $15.5 million planning grant, which has been put to great use by our current administration. And I want to start by thanking Premier Ford and our Minister of Health, Sylvia Jones, and this government for its ongoing commitment to Simcoe Grey. They have ensured we will have state-of-the-art healthcare infrastructure to provide our families and residents across the region access to the best medical care possible. In the last 4 years, this hospital project has certainly had the attention of Queen's Park. In that time, Premier Ford, Minister Jones, as well as the previous Minister of Health, Christine Elliott, have all toured the existing facility. And they have had the opportunity to see firsthand how our excellent frontline healthcare workers operate in an aging facility. I want to thank and congratulate the hospital CEO, Mike LaCroix, and his senior staff, as well as his predecessor, Nora Holder, for their hard work. I also want to thank the hospital board chair, Barry Goodwin, and the board, as well as past board chair, Leslie Paul, for their tireless work on behalf of our community. And I would like to recognize the Hospital Foundation for its hard work to date and for the important work that lies ahead. The hospital redevelopment is a massive undertaking, and the local share for this project will be significant. And I know and have every confidence that the residents of the South Georgian Bay region will rise to the challenge to ensure that our goal is met. And I'd like to thank the members of the current and prior Collingwood Town Councils. They have supported the hospital in every way possible throughout this process, and I know they will continue to do so moving forward. And I'd like to recognize all the mayors that are joining us here today. Yvonne Hamlin, Town of Collingwood; Doug Measures, Clearview Township; Brian Smith, Town of Wasaga Beach; Andrea Matrosovs, Town of the Blue Mountains; Paul McQueen, Grey Highlands; and Basil Clark, Warden of Simcoe County. And I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge Simcoe County's contribution. They have pledged $20 million to this project through the county's Hospital Alliance funding. And to Mr. DePoche, who unfortunately is unable to join us today, I want to sincerely thank him for his steadfast commitment to our region. He is the generous donor of the Georgian College South Georgian Bay campus that bears his name, and very importantly, he is also the donor of the future hospital site on the Poplar Sideroad. Mr. DePoche's MZO application, which was passed by the previous council, was a critical piece in making the business case for moving the hospital to its new site so compelling. As a former clumsy athlete, married to an exceptional athlete and father of 3 hockey-playing sons, I can say that my family and I have had many visits to the ER and hospital stays. We know firsthand how important access to a new hospital is for all of us. A thriving hospital is one of the pillars of the community that families and residents of all ages depend on. From birth to mending life's injuries to providing critical and palliative care and everything in between. A hospital touches each and every one of us. And we know that Simcoe Grey is one of the fastest growing areas in our great province and in this country. Hundreds of newcomers are recognizing the many benefits of our beautiful region. New businesses are also moving here, and existing businesses are expanding their operations in this area. We know healthcare is needed to support the necessary growth. As 2024 comes to an end, we can add today's magnificent news to a list of significant provincial investments in Simcoe Grey that will benefit us all for generations to come. Earlier this year, we announced that we're building schools in Wasaga Beach and Essa Township and expanding in other. Job growth continues, including the important new Honda Canada plant in Alliston. And we're laying the groundwork for new and much-needed housing by making multi-million-dollar water infrastructure investments here in Collingwood, Alliston, and in the town of the Blue Mountains. This government is working for our residents of Simcoe Grey. And today's announcement is another example of what is possible. Again, I want to congratulate everyone for all their hard work to make today a reality. And with that, I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and however you choose to celebrate the season, a safe, healthy, and happy New Year. Thank you. Merci and miigwech. And I'd like to introduce Mayor Hamlin to bring her comments on behalf of the town of Collingwood.
Well, really, all I can say is what a monumental day this is for the town of Collingwood and our region of South Georgian Bay, which includes, of course, our wonderful municipal neighbors of Wasaga Beach, Clearview, Town of Blue Mountains, Grey Highlands, and beyond. To our Deputy Premier and Minister of Health, Sylvia Jones, and our MPP Saunderson, thank you. Yet a thank you hardly seems sufficient. I've been thinking maybe later everyone hugs all around would be better. We could do it. I have to say almost every day I get asked, when are we getting a new hospital for our community? And earlier this year, I even had a resident from the town of Blue Mountains make an appointment to see me in my mayor's office. They wanted to make sure I knew we needed a new hospital. Yeah, no problem, I knew. So as it's been mentioned, of course, this afternoon, Premier Ford gave us the honor of visiting us last March. And we sat in my office, and Brian was there, of course, and I told him the most pressing issue for our community by far was a new hospital. And he came over and we all did a tour of the hospital, and every corner of the hospital, residents and family members, I should say patients, family members, staff, they had one thing they said to him, every person, Premier Ford, we need a new hospital. It was, and I couldn't have planned it better. I thought I should have planned this. But anyway, all to say, by the end of his visit, he said to everybody who was there, you're going to get a new hospital. And that was 9 months ago. And as I started off by saying, you know, what a monumental day, and just thank you so much to our government to making this happen. The new hospital is going to transform patient care, encourage more doctors to locate in our region, and of course ensure everyone in South Georgian Bay gets excellent patient care. This will also, I believe, open greater opportunities to offer programming at our local Georgian college campus. And as our Poplar Health and Wellness Village begins to develop beside the hospital, we can expect with a combination of the new hospital and those facilities, we'll be able to create a center for excellence in health and wellness research and innovation. We know that the population of Collingwood and South Georgian Bay is going to continue to grow. Today makes that essential investment in our collective future. So again, I won't list everyone, but to say thank you to everyone for coming here today and for everyone for supporting this great monumental moment in our community. Thank you.
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael LaCroix. I'm the President and CEO here at the Collingwood General Marine Hospital. I first want to start by thanking Minister Jones for coming here today. It was exactly 2 years to the day that you joined us last time. We should probably make this a biannual thing, but you're welcome here at any time. I was lost for words when I wanted to talk about this day, because I've been thinking about this day for quite some time. But the only way I could think of it is today marks an extraordinary milestone for our hospital development project, marking a significant step forward for both our hospital and for our region. We are thrilled by the government's commitment to support a new hospital here in South Georgian Bay. The Collingwood General Marine Hospital, we have been proudly serving our region for over 137 years. Our hospital has been a cornerstone of this community, providing outstanding care thanks to our dedicated healthcare team, many of which I'm seeing in the room here with us today. So while our commitment to quality has never wavered, it is very clear that our facility must evolve to keep pace with our fast-growing community and the demands of modern healthcare. To us here at CGMH, this project's not just about bricks and mortars. It's about ensuring that our patients and their families have access to the very best care close to home. It's really about creating space for our healthcare teams to thrive, to innovate, and to continue their life-saving work. This announcement reflects the province's commitment to connecting more people to convenient, high-quality care close to home, and we are very, very grateful to the province of Ontario for responding to our call for more beds, expanded services, a new facility, and a new hospital site that will grow with South Georgian Bay. The new hospital will be built on a generously donated 32-acre site located on Poplar Sideroad. I love the fact that I can say that out loud and it's coming to fruition. Today's announcement. So today's announcement enables CGMH to take those next steps required to finalize that donation and land transfer that will serve as the new hospital site, a site that will allow the future growth and expansion of CGMH for decades to come. I do want to take a brief moment just to thank everyone who has been involved to this date to get us to this point. There are way too many people to thank, but everyone knows the role that they have played. And there's still much work to do ahead, but we are up for it. With your continued support, dedication, and commitment, we will make this new hospital a reality. So as we move into stage 2 of planning, we look forward to continuing our collaboration with the Ministry of Health, with Infrastructure Ontario, and our community partners. Together, we will build a new state-of-the-art hospital that is patient-centered and ready for the evolving needs of South Georgian Bay region. At this time, I'm going to ask Barry Goodwin to come back to the podium and conclude this afternoon's event.
Thank you, Mike. So my thanks to Minister Jones and MPP Saunderson, Mayor Hamlin, who's been an ardent supporter of this, along with your colleague mayors, and to Mike and to Jeff Davies, who's played a key role in this work as well. Thank you for your remarks today and your support of this project. To all the municipal reps, the board leadership that are present today, the doctors, physicians, hospital staff, thank you for everything you're doing here in this hospital. We will be here for 8 years or so, so we're making this space work the best that we possibly can while we move to the future. So thank you for that very much. At this point, I would invite Minister Jones to the podium to respond to any questions from our media representatives.
Questions from the media. Anyone present can line up behind me by the microphone. As a friendly reminder, the format is one question, one follow-up. Please state your name and your outlet before your question. First question.
Hi, I'm Erica Engel, Collingwood Today. Just wondering, when are we getting a new hospital?
Well, you're one step closer to getting that new hospital as of today. So as you can imagine, there is some planning that still needs to happen, finalizing the plans, working with hospital leadership staff to make sure that the proposal and the layout is appropriate for the community. Those steps happen with the local leadership as well as Ministry of Health and Infrastructure Ontario. And every step of the way, there will be milestones that are highlighted with community. So whether that is finalizing plans, whether that is putting out the RFP, the request for proposal, to see who will bid on the projects, ultimately those successful bidders, and then start breaking ground.
So in follow-up, what would the next milestone be then?
Mike, do you want to speak to this?
Absolutely. So tentative timelines as of now through our work with Infrastructure Ontario, seeing us, actually there's an RFP that is out as we speak, and that's for planning, design, conformance consultants. That team, as well as our internal team, as well as IO and Ministry of Health, we will work over the next 18 months to put all of the great work we did in stage 1-3 early planning into a more detailed document. That document will inform an RFP that goes out. If everything goes to that schedule, we could see shovels in the ground as early as the fall of 2028.
Thanks.
John Edwards, Simcoe.com. You mentioned about the timeline. Do you have any other details on what the hospital is going to look like, how many beds, and the overall budget?
Well, we don't actually speak about the budget until the plans have been finalized, the RFP is out. If we share what the budget is, then that influences the bids. So we don't speak about that, but we can speak to some of the, in terms of beds, number of beds, and the services provided.
Very happy to do that. So we will have upwards of 132 beds. Maybe not all of those beds would be finished for day one of the hospital, but that future expansion possibility will be there through shelved space. We'll have 16 new inpatient rehab beds as part of the mix. Total expansion of our medical and surgical floors as well in those capacities. And just general increase across diagnostics, our emergency department, effectively more space for our teams to do the great work that they do. So in total, 132 beds is the size of the hospital that will be created.
And your MRI is moving over.
And the MRI will be moving over as well. So that's a very exciting part.
That's all I got. Thank you.
Hi there. CTV News Barry. I just have a question related to this current site that we're standing in. What is the plan with this? Would it be knocked down? Would it be continue to help in this new hospital in some capacity?
So the good news is that we have a good 8 years or so to figure that out. But all kidding aside, we have had some preliminary conversations with the town of Collingwood, Simcoe County. We will work in partnership to best understand what the best use of this site could be in the future. But we do have some time to figure that out.
And Minister Jones, I do have a question because this has been a long time coming. How did we get to this point today, and why did we have to wait so long to see this hospital come to fruition?
Well, some of it, frankly, was better understanding what a redevelopment on this site would look like as compared to a greenfield development piece. So that work had to happen. And then, of course, local initiatives that talked about what do we actually need in this community. Can we continue to build and expand on this site? And that work was done obviously very closely with hospital leadership and the board. So that took a little longer, but frankly, taking the time then as opposed to trying to work through something that ultimately might not have been the best solution for the community, I think it was time well spent. And now we've come to, of course, a donated piece of land, a bigger space, campus to allow that expansion to happen.
Yeah, that concludes our media availability. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
So in closure then, yes, let's keep applauding. It says, we'll have other milestones and things to celebrate on this project over the coming months and years. Again, a real appreciation to the landowner allowing this big step forward today. So it's the hospital's goal to move this project as rapidly as possible, working with our partners. So you have our assurance that we'll do everything possible to be ready and to take full advantage of what lies ahead of us. Thank you for coming today. And I wish you all the best for the holiday season. Thank you.